Enroll now for professional qualification whose entry grade is C+, Diploma in Credit Management or Accounting Technician Diploma course whose entry requirement is a C- in KCSE, or for Certificate in Accounting and Management Skills comes with a minimum grade of D plain. KASNEB, be empowered.
Sonadol Extra imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli kupambana haraka na maumivu ya kichwa, mwili na hata meno. Sonadol Extra, hakika maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Meru County Government brings you the first ever Mount Kenya Mountain Running Championship on 22nd February 2020. Come run for a cause to fight cancer, boost environmental conservation and promote Meru County as a tourist destination. The proceeds from this run go towards the building of the first ever Cancer Institute in Meru Level 5, which will be used to do research on cancer, create awareness, advise on preventive measures, offer diagnosis and treatment. Register to be part of the event at www.mountkenyarunmeru.co.ke. Challenging the heights.
Tusonge mbele na Fiber Mobile. Get a fiber SIM card today and enjoy Tusonge mbele bundles at affordable prices.
Umewahi jichanganya ukanunua choko yako ikuwe alamu, alafu bwana yako akakuja jioni akakula hiyo alamu akaitengeneza kitoweo. Kuna karembo hapa kananiangalia kameshanga, kamecheka mpaka lipstick huko imeisha. Anacheka na mdomo ya juu ati.
Avena contains omega-6 and 9 and is fortified with vitamins A and D. New Avena Premium Vegetable Cooking Oil. Now available in all leading stores.
NTV, turning on your world.
Good afternoon. My name is Burrows and you're watching NTV at 1. We start with the latest on the coronavirus, and a female patient is currently under isolation at the Coast General Hospital in a suspected case of the virus. The patient, a medical student from Southern Medical University in Guangzhou, arrived in the country on Thursday. Reports say that her blood samples have been sent to Nairobi for analysis. This is the second Kenyan to be quarantined after another was cleared of the virus in Nairobi last week. Our reporter in Mombasa, Kevin Mutai, brings us the latest. Kevin, how did the news break?
Well, of course, indeed, that is very true with the suspected case of coronavirus here in Mombasa. The first case reported so far here in the region, and the patient is currently in stable condition and at the ward here, the Coast Provincial General Hospital. And we're informed by the officials here at the hospital that nobody, not even the family members, are allowed to visit the patient because the entire ward has been strictly cordoned off with, of course, only the doctor and nurses assigned to Shukri visiting her. But we're informed that she's in stable condition and the doctors are waiting for blood samples to be brought back from Nairobi tomorrow so that they can be able to ascertain and, of course, administer proper medication. But, of course, they are on top of the matter. And again, we are also receiving reports. I don't know, this is we've not verified this, but there are also reports of two more suspected cases of these crew members of a cargo vessel that arrived at the port of Mombasa from China. But, of course, we are seeking more clarification from the health officials here in Mombasa. But what we know so far is that only one patient, that is a Likoni resident, Shukri Mohamud, is currently at the CPGH and tight, or rather strict. She's currently under the strict. She's currently being watched by the doctors at the facility. Nobody has been allowed in, and of course the officials, we are hoping that they'll be able to speak on to the matter as soon as the results arrive from the Nairobi. But of course, also, as you can see, the hospital is busy, but as I said earlier, nobody is allowed to go inside there. So we're still following up on this matter, or even two other cases that, of course, if you can see on social media, in WhatsApp, of course, also there are two more suspected cases at the JKI, that is Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and of course also the two patients have been isolated and are currently being treated. All those the cases, Olive will be following up on the issue, and of course we'll be updating our viewers on the issue of coronavirus from here in Mombasa. Back to you, Olive.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Mutai on the coronavirus watch. Myanmar is the latest country to evacuate its students from China's Wuhan city since the outbreak of the coronavirus almost a month ago. The students arrived in Mandalay aboard their national carrier, and they will be quarantined for 14 days. Other countries that have evacuated the nationals are Indonesia, Germany, and India. China's National Health Commission reports that more than 14,000 people have been infected by the virus and more than 300 have died.
It is close to a month since the outbreak of the coronavirus started spreading globally from its epicenter in China's Wuhan city. Now, a number of countries are evacuating their citizens from China. Myanmar is the latest to evacuate its citizens, especially students who are stuck in Wuhan. The evacuees will be quarantined for 2 weeks for observation. The Indonesian government is also in the process of evacuating over 200 nationals from China. German nationals have been evacuated from Wuhan and have been taken under police escort to a military base 120 kilometers from Frankfurt, where they stay quarantined for 14 days. In New Delhi, India, the government is putting up finishing touches on a quarantine center that can house 600 people as India expects the arrival of a fast plane repatriating its citizens from the Chinese city of Wuhan. More than 300 people in China have died as a result of the coronavirus. The virus emerged from a market in the central Chinese city of Wuhan. China's National Health Commission reported that more than 14,000 people have been affected. There have been more than 100 infections reported in more than 20 countries. The most recent death linked to the virus outside of China is of a Filipino national. Other countries that have patients who have tested positive to the virus are, among others, Australia, India, Canada, United States of America, Britain, and the United Arab Emirates. The World Health Organization has declared an international emergency over the outbreak.
All right, closer home and at home, that is in Kiambu County, pressure is now mounting on the new Kiambu governor, James Nyoro, to nominate a female as a deputy. And that is days after he took his oath of office. Leaders from the county say the move will help promote gender equity in the new administration. The leaders also want the nomination to consider regional balance, with a number of them calling for consideration of Kiambu East, from where the county draws most of its revenue. Speaking in Juja, the team implored the governor to consider a loyal leader who will help him push his development agenda. The seat has already attracted interest with politician Aquiline Njoki, former Ruiru MP Esther Gathogo, former Kiambu woman representative Ann Nyokavi, Gladys Chania, Esther Wanjiru, David Kariuki alias Gakuyo, touted as the top contenders. Nyoro had promised to consider gender and regional balance in the appointment of his deputy during his swearing-in.
Tunaomba kwa heshima, kwa unyenyekevu sana kwa governor wetu Nyoro, utusaidie, utupatie at least a deputy governor, and especially who is a woman, because jana ulituahidi kwamba utaconsider gender katika uongozi wako, na tuko hapo na wewe tukuone ukisupport hiyo gender ulisema. Tunakukumbusha tuko na BBI na wewe, because tunajua uongozi wa BBI sisi wana Kiambu lazima tukubali.
All right, staying with politics, and the BBI politics is set to take center stage in Parliament when the House resumes session next week. And that is as leaders from across the political divide vow to push debates on the floor of the House. Tiati Member of Parliament William Kamket on Saturday warned leaders allied to the Deputy President William Ruto against using the BBI for politics and selfish interests. Kamket says there could be key changes in key positions currently occupied by MPs and senators allied to the Deputy President. Kamket says plans are underway to intensify public rallies in support of the BBI and asked those opposed to the initiative to find alternative ways of airing out their grievances. The MP who was speaking in Lorwatum, Baringo County, also cautioned leaders against insulting President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Pamoja na sisi minority leader bwana Locust ambao wameketi kwa upande huu na kusema
tukifungua bunge, nataka kuambia rais usibabaike, sisi tuko na wewe. Uko na wanaume kama mimi na wengine wengi, na wale wamekuwa wakichokoza rais, shauri yenu, ole wenu. Kuanzia next week tukifungua bunge, mimi mwenyewe nakimbia na chairman ya kitu fulani hapo. Wale wakorofi wamekuwa wakitusi rais, wote fagia. Kuanzia leo tunapatia Uhuru ruhusa ya kufagia nyumba. Na usichoke na usiogope na usibabaike na usitishwe kwa sababu uko na wanaume.
And staying with the BBI, the Kericho woman representative Florence Bore says her county will not host the ongoing Building Bridges Initiative consultative forums, but instead the residents will forward their recommendations directly to the task force. Former Senator Paul Njoroge, in a separate function, called for the cancellation of the parallel BBI forums as announced by Deputy President William Ruto's allies last week in Naivasha.
Issues zetu hapa Rift Valley ama Kericho County hazifanani na issues ambao ziko kule Mombasa. Kwa hivyo tutakaa kama region, kama viongozi, kama watu yetu, kama common mwananchi, mama mboga, wana boda boda, tuchukue hiyo maoni kutoka kila mtu.
The agenda was to bring Kenyans together. But both of them are the ones who carries that vision as it stands today. So that's why I feel that it would be in order if they take that position so that they can be able to fulfill the promise they gave to Kenyans of making sure there is inclusivity. Rather than bringing in someone else and who would come and change the whole idea.
Away from politics, and did you know that your intelligence and development as an individual can be traced back to activities you were exposed to right from the time you were in your mother's womb? One community in Samburu County is aware of this and has started special classes for expectant mothers. NTV's education reporter Sharon Baranga brings you the womb classroom in Samburu County. Here's a look at what you can expect in tonight's special feature.
Mummies and daddies are advised to engage with their babies while they are still in the womb.
Unaona anacheza cheza? Sasa zingine tunamwambia ukifika umechoka, hata unaweza mwambia mzee akushike shike hivi.
Learning starts from home.
We introduced the womb classroom so that we can focus the holistic development of a child.
Brain development happens in the first 2 years of life.
Well, it's bound to be an interesting feature by Sharon Baranga. Now, he fled from war in 2016 and arrived in Kenya thirsty for education. That is how a 16-year-old boy from Congo earned his way into the Kabara High School in Embu after scoring 305 marks in last year's Kenya Certificate of Primary Education exams. Helen Aura with his inspiring story.
We are met with radiant faces at Kabara High School, students eager to learn. For 16-year-old Mugisha Kabara, this is an opportunity he does not take for granted.
Mimi nataka kuwa daktari kwa sababu uko kwetu kwa sababu ya vita watu wengi walienda wakipata na mashida mingi za ugonjwa zingine hata ukipeleka hospitali gani hawasaidiki. Sasa mimi nataka kusoma ili wakati moja nirudi huko niwasaidie.
His journey depicts the hardship he has been through. He was separated from his parents and siblings in 2016 as he fled from war in his country and found refuge in Kenya.
Kulikuwa na vita, tukaachana na wazazi, kila mtu anaenda kivyake, yani kutafuta njia. Mimi nilikuwa na brother yangu, tukakuja na yeye. Ni safari refu kutoka huko mpaka huku, na unaona kuna pesa, kuna nini, kusurvive kutoka huko mpaka hapa Kenya si kitu rahisi. Venye nilikuja huko Kenya, lugha ndizo zilikuwa zinanisumbua sana kwa masomo yangu kama Kiswahili na English. Ilikuwa mara yangu ya kwanza kusoma English. Ilikuwa mara yangu ya kwanza kusoma Kiswahili kama ya hapa.
Last year, Mugisha scored 305 marks in his KCPE exams and was called to Karaba Boys High School in Embu, but he was unable to join due to lack of school fees. He is now in school following the government directive that all students report even without school fees.
Tunaomba shule endelee kutusaidia. Juu tumesaidika mara ya kwanza juu kijana ameshapata uniforms, ameshapata sanduku, ameshapata mattress. Sasa tunaendelea kuomba kama kuna usaidizi endelee kusaidiwa mpaka school fees.
Helen Aura, NTV.
All right, and the Garissa County government, through the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, has launched a mass livestock vaccination campaign targeting over 250,000 animals. According to the livestock executive, Mohamed Saleh, 150,000 goats and sheep will be vaccinated against the contagious caprine pleuromonia. All right, that's not an easy one to pronounce, and hopefully the report will highlight what exactly that is.
The vaccination was occasioned by last year's heavy rains that caused flooding that is normally associated with animal diseases. The exercise has been done in 6 sub-counties of Lagdera, Dadaab, Balambala, Fafi, Holugo and Ijara.
We are targeting a total of 5,200 households with this particular vaccination campaign. As we do the vaccination campaign, we also intend to undertake a deworming exercise and a pest and tick control exercise in all the areas that you're going to do the vaccination campaign.
The exercise is in collaboration with National Drought Management Authority. 100,000 cows are expected to be vaccinated against LSD and the contagious CBPP. All the animals will also be dewormed and sprayed to control pests and ticks.
Animals which will make a good market, which at the end of the day will create wealth for the pastoralist. We are very thankful to the county government for its efforts and initiatives. We are thankful to the partners.
He added that livestock is the economic mainstay and any slightest outbreak could lead to closure of markets. Halima Gungo, NTV.
Well, 25 villagers from Kapkure's village in Sotik sub-county in Bomet County have been rushed to the Longisa Referral Hospital following suspected cases of anthrax outbreak. This is believed to be a result of their contact with the carcasses of 4 animals that have died in the last 3 days. According to Bomet County Director of Veterinary, Dr. Wilson Sere, samples of the carcasses have been taken for tests to ascertain if it is indeed anthrax. The villagers are said to have developed blisters in various parts of their bodies and that their numbers are expected to rise. The victims include children and the elderly. We take a break, but we'll be back before you can say NTV at 1.
Inakwambia bibi kuna mdenge fulani bibi hapo na nywele refu yani. Kuna ngoko fulani bibi amechali yake hadi Sasa jamaa ndo nena kutupinya mtu mbao. Mimi nimemjenga dhao gari ilikuwa salasa akaniambia nimjenge 17 na batina that yangu.
The way this position is tiring. Nimechoka.
Who's that? Ni shosho fulani hapa hivi.
Ati shosho.
Call for long at 1 shilling 50 cents to all networks.
Cartelo.
Dial star 544 hash to subscribe. Telkom, moving with you.
Living in a trap house.
Dinner tonight. No interruption. I just want you all to myself. Come here.
Hii kazi Mr. Eza.
Unadhani sisi ni zile malls za majuu zenye unarudisha bidhaa ka udai?
Ameka kamera tu kila mahali bana, anatuona bana. Hizi poa.
Haiko kweli Mr. Jafari. Umata ameka kamera kila mahali. Manza kuna place naweza hepa.
Sasa utafanya. Ni yeye. Shika. Wewe.
Living in a trap house.
You know very well that I don't need Samantha.
Then why on earth did you abduct her?
Because I failed to kidnap you.
Please don't do this. Let's talk about this, okay? Take me to my son right now. Because if you don't, I won't hesitate to shoot you in the head. He's in here.
Is the yacht already here?
It's on its way, Governor.
What?
I'll take care of JR.
Hillary! Don't you dare touch him!
Samantha, will you marry me?
Tuimbe kaimbo kamoja tu mfurahishe.
Mummies and daddies are advised to engage with their babies while they are still in the womb.
Sunana na chesa. Sasa zingine tunamwambia ukifika umechoka, hata unaweza mwambia mzee akushike hivi.
Learning starts from home.
We introduced the womb classroom so that we can focus the holistic development of a child.
Brain development happens in the first 2 years of life.
Your job will eat you alive and spit you out if you're not careful.
I know my limit, so don't worry about me. How's the stock market today?
It's pretty great, Champagne. But I'm more interested in you. I'm afraid Erica, the waitress, has already left Davao. Our men are now just looking for a chance to get her.
I know I'm asking for a lot from you right now, but I beg you, please take my son away from here, or they might come back here one time and kill him too.
Hey, your hair looks nice too.
Hey, excuse me.
What's with the attitude?
Will you still wait for me?
Yes, I will wait. And you know how much I love you, right?
I did promise you that we'd be back in the blink of an eye. My name is Burrows and you're watching NTV at 1. Now let's take a look at what's happening internationally. And the party of former Ivory Coast President Laurent Gbagbo held a meeting to call for his release 5 days before a hearing to consider an appeal by the prosecutor in the International Criminal Court. The Ivory Coast government is opposed to the former president Laurent Gbagbo's unconditional release, claiming that his return would destabilize the West African country. In January 2019, Trial Chamber 1 acquitted Gbagbo, but he remains on interim release in Belgium pending the determination of an appeal by the prosecutor. His lawyers have appealed for his unconditional release, arguing that imposing the conditions was erroneous as it lacked a legal basis. On Saturday, thousands of Ivorians attended the rally carrying placards supporting Gbagbo's release. How would you like your locusts served? That is a question Kuwait City residents have answers to, and mostly it's boiled, baked or dried. Kuwait has been serving up a swarm for ages, but while locusts, a surprisingly nutritious edible insect, are considered a delicacy by some in Kuwait, others are repulsed by the crunchy culinary offering.
In parts of Kenya, the locusts are wreaking havoc on farms and destroying livelihoods. But in Kuwait, these swarms of locusts could be manna from above. Here, the insects are a rare delicacy. The locals trap them and package them into neat bags for sale.
We received around 10 to 20 bags. Each bag contains 30 to 40 small bags that contain between 20 to 24 locusts. We sell it at 2 or 3 kuwati dinar.
The locusts are prepared in a variety of ways. While some like them boiled, others fry them, while others like their delicacies baked. But whichever way they are cooked, those who partake of this food attest to its many benefits.
It tastes good. There are those who eat it with sauce. Some prefer it fried with onions, others grill it.
The medicine comes from locusts because it feeds on useful herbs such as cress and fenugreek, as well as other useful foods such as vegetables.
The taste and medicinal value notwithstanding, there are fears that the allure of the locusts as food is waning.
A few eat it now, not like before. Previously, the whole family would eat locusts. I remember when I ate it for the first time. I was 3 or 4 years old. We are used to it. We remember it, and we know how it tastes. But our children today reject it and say it is an insect.
All right, now back home, several families have been displaced in various parts of Migori County following heavy rains. Traders from the region are also counting losses after their business premises were marooned. This is after River Migori broke its banks.
River Migori burst its bank after heavy rains pounded the area and its environs. Most of the traders operating along the river have been forced to stay away after their business premises and houses were marooned.
Vitu zetu zimeharibika, zimeenda, hazipo. Unaona hiyo kiosko hii pale imezama ndani ya kabisa, ndani ya maji.
Ilianza usiku kuamkia wa leo. Sasa tukikuja kwa kazi tukapata kama mvua imejaa kwa nyumba mpaka hadi sufuria zimeenda. Mara tulipika usiku tutakula saa hii lunch hakuna, imeenda na maji, imesombwa na maji.
The people who are there were run away because of water was coming very fast. Kwa hivyo naomba watu wa serikali tusaidie.
Manyumba zingine zimefurika, hata huko chini zingine zinaenda na maji. Zingine zimeenda kabisa. Mali za watu zimeenda. Wana biashara wanalia kulia. Sasa tujui serikali itatusaidia namna gani.
Meanwhile, in Nyatike, Migori County, several families have been rendered homeless after houses were swept away. The families are now camping in churches and schools on higher grounds, with the numbers expected to rise should the rains continue. In Homa Bay County, Ndiwa, South Kanyikela location, scores of families from 4 villages have been displaced by rains, which have pounded the area for the last 2 days. The floods have affected families living in Ariri, Kapondo, Riat and Minyere village. The area leaders are now calling for the construction of dams and dikes in the area, saying it would ease the residents' burden whenever there is a heavy downpour.
Kulingana na hii hali, naona hii hali imekuwa mbaya sana kwa sababu hii mto imekuja kuharibika. Sasa unaona vile saa hii imefurika ikikuja nje. Hata ukiweka kitu hapo kidogo inapita nayo, Manyumba za watu zinapitiwa hapa. Si mnaona? Hapa tunaomba serikali kaa inaweza kutujengea kanini. Kagabio na hapa izuie hii nini inaweza tusaidia.
Bernard Ojwang, NTV.
Time now for the sports, and Kenya wrapped up their Sydney Sevens campaign with a 12-19 loss to Samoa in the 15th place playoff, picking up 1 point from the 4th leg of the World Rugby 7 series. Shujaa did not secure any win in this round as they lost 14-28 to Fiji, 21-26 to Wales and 5-19 to New Zealand in the pool stages to finish last in Pool A. Shujaa was ranked as the 3rd best 4th team, booking the 15th place playoff date against the 4th best 4th team, Samoa. Kenya now has a total of 26 points to their tally.
Just when we need him, he comes down. Now, Coach, I know you're down to 6 men, but this is important, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to score with 6 men's a bonus, isn't it, KT? Hopefully.
Good tackle, though, from Tabu, and he picks it up, and there is nobody in front of him. He has support, but he won't need Johnston or Lindy. There's another 5 points, more breathing space for Kenya.
Oh, come off a mistake from Wales.
In football, the Kenyan Premier League continues with league leaders and defending champions Gor Mahia taking on Nzoia Sugar from 3 p.m. at Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos County. Gor could continue on their dominant performance against a struggling Nzoia, having won their last 3 matches. A win will see Kogalo extend their points tally to 44 with the game in hand. Second-placed Kakamega Homeboys welcome Wazito FC at Bukungu Stadium as Sofapaka play Mathare United at the Kenyatta Stadium. Kariobangi Sharks will host the Kisumu All-Stars at Kasarani Stadium, while Ulinzi Stars take on AFC Leopards at Afraha Stadium, Nakuru. Seahorses Aquatic Center and St. Christopher's School are the winners of the Lifetime Swimming Championships that were held at the McKinney School in Nairobi. The Seahorses Aquatic Center emerged victorious in the men's category after amassing 22 medals. St. Christopher's School was second as Green States International School finished third. In the women's category, St. Christopher's School beat stiff competition to win 21 medals. Seahorse Aquatic women's team finished second with Lifetime Swim Club completing the podium places. The championships will resume next weekend. And now for the tongue twisters as far as the international football scene is concerned. And champions, let me get that right, champions Barcelona take on Levante in a La Liga clash tonight at the Camp Nou with an aim of closing gaps with leaders Real Madrid. On Saturday, Real Madrid beat Atletico Madrid 1-0 in the Madrid derby played at Santiago Bernabeu to go 6 points clear at the summit. Karim Benzema scored the sole goal in the 56th minute, extending Atletico's troubles to 5 games without a win. Real are now unbeaten in 21 games, having won 8 in a row, and Atletico are 6th on the log with 36 points. In other results, Valencia overpowered Celta Vigo 1-0, Granada beat Espanyol 2-1, and Real Valladolid, I hope that's correct, outscored Mallorca 1-0.
Just a single goal decided it. The final score, Real Madrid 1.
All right, and Premier League champions Manchester City will take on the Tottenham Hotspurs this evening away at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. City will monitor Fernandinho, who has missed the last 2 matches through injury, as well as centre-back Aymeric Laporte. Leroy Sané and Benjamin Mendy will miss out because of injuries. Meanwhile, Tottenham's new signing Steven will be involved while the trio Hurricane, Musa Sissoko and Ben Davies remain out. In the other fixture, Burnley will host Arsenal at the Turf Moor Stadium. Arsenal captain Pierre-Emerick and David Luiz are both available following suspension. We made it. We finished the sports news, but we leave you on a light note. Last night was one filled with dancing for President Uhuru Kenyatta and the opposition leader Raila Odinga. In case you missed it, here are those pictures. Turns out it's true. Nobody can stop reggae. My name is Burrows. Thank you for keeping me company on NTV at 1. It's an all-female Sunday. We have Nuru Abdulaziz coming up at 7 p.m. as well as Smriti Vidyarthi coming up at 9 p.m. on NTV Weekend Edition. See you then.
Kisha tusonge mbele, kisha tusonge mbele. Kisha tusonge mbele, kisha tusonge mbele. Tusonge mbele.
Tusonge mbele na Fiber Mobile. Get a Fiber SIM card today and enjoy Tusonge mbele bundles at affordable prices.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Kiungulia na kuvimbiwa? Ino inatibu ndani ya sekunde 6 na inatuliza dalili 6 za kiungulia. Kwa hivyo unaweza kuburudika bila kikomo. Ino, tibu haraka kiungulia na tumbo kuvimba.
This life is not an easy one. I've made powerful enemies. Put those I love in danger. But the one thing that has haunted me my entire life is finding the truth about my parents.
If you want the truth, Peter, come and get it.
There's been a biological attack on New York City.
You can borrow up to 50,000 Kenya shillings instantly into your M-Pesa account and become a member of the Okash loyalty program to apply for discounted loans. Okash is an award-winning mobile loan service and is trusted by millions of Kenyans every day. Welcome to the Okash experience.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated PG. It may contain scenes unsuitable for children under the age of 10.
You are ranked the best.
The trend with Anto and General Theodore.
Oh yes, Theodore ndio jina, lakini kama ulilemewa. Unajua kuna wale walienda shule za maana, high ed, lakini Anto, they call me Theodore.
Yeah, Theodore.
When the tongue is hanging somewhere in the balance, not on the roof, not on the floor. Kini kama ulienda polling station.
Yeah.
Theodore ndio jina yako.
Exactly. Yeah? And guys, as usual, we have the one and only DJ Blessing on the ones and twos.
Oh yes.
And guys, it is DJ Blessing's birthday. So today the whole show is all about blessing. Naona leo mpaka umetengeneza dread juu kona. Hey.
Karibu zitigike.
Anyway guys, we have an amazing show lined up for you guys and this is what is happening tonight.
Kuna watu hawajali, kuna wadhi forms out utiaji. Story mob akipasiwa ngwai. Buda to the left na sita patali.
We have Justo the Mzungu is joining us today and we're going to be finding out how much Sheng does he know in a short while.
Nkabolinga omo baso obalire chua imekuwa kali sana ngetabinga tigangike gaiga ni chongewe.
And we also have Mkisi Osoro and crew. This dude is always hanging around the Nation Center. Today we finally find out anafanyanga nini umse.
Wao wakisi watatuambia ni nini keroka kumeja.
Hey.
Mekata.
And today we're going to be drumming our way to nothing but musical rhythms. Mose, the drummist, is joining us. Na nasikia leo Theodore amebeba ile kalingalinga. Unamjoin.
Kanaitago kading-ding.
Bas, today Mose, the drummist, is going to collaborate with Theodore. Let's see how that is going to pan out.
Sahi ukiuliza kesi ya Sharon iliendaje, utasikia bado tunafuatilia. By the way mom, after kumaliza shule nilipata kazi na ni ya kutafuta kazi. Si unajua ukiwa na kazi siku hizi hiyo.
And we also have Kapedo joining us all the way from Kapedo in Nairobi. He's got an interesting story to tell us. Where art meets activism. It's going to be quite interesting to find out what Kapedo has to share with us today, and also a special set just for Kapedo.
Na badala pasta kusema rudisha mali umetoa, anasema zidisha mali imetoka. Sadaka ya prostitute na mwizi zikimix kwa kikapu, pastor wa mind nani ametoa ngapi wala imetoka wapi. Kanisa ziko na fence sababu wanaogopa.
His words can cause teardrops of joy and teardrops of sadness. But today he's going to be inspiring us. We're once again at Meet Activism. And also, you guys finally get to see the insides of our toilets because he's going to be doing his stuff from there. It's going to be, yeah, just like the video you're watching. Yeah, today you guys finally get to see where Theodore is.
Kama kawaida, we know that kazi yangu hapa ni kusoma tu meme ni nini endelea. Director, nipatie meme challenge. Ndio tuweze kuingia pale. Haya, ndio hiyo sasa. Harusi ni ya kukata na shoka hiyo. Boys wetu wamepiga hii sijui tuite kangaroo. Hii watatu kwa picha moja. Hivyo ndio umeamua. So keep the meme challenge on to hashtag. Kumbuka ni #HeyAnto. Meme challenge ndio hiyo. Sitaki kuharibu bwana harusi sijui huyu amevaa papo huyu.